Is it true that Jimin's current health condition is far more serious than what has ever been reported? Why does Jungkook look so restless that he cannot hold himself back from speaking out? This big question is now shaking the South Korean entertainment world and becoming the main spotlight across all media platforms, making millions of armies around the world unable to sleep peacefully. What is really happening behind Jimin's health suddenly becoming a major issue, and why did Jungkook choose not to stay silent? The shocking facts revealed make this situation even more mysterious, and the public wonders, what is really happening inside BTS? From the start, Jimin's name has always been synonymous with dedication, hard work, and sacrifice for the stage. Every dance move, every high note he sings, seems to bring an energy that captivates anyone who witnesses it. Yet, behind the stage lights full of glamour, lies another story rarely shown to the public. A story about a body constantly forced beyond its limits, a story about health increasingly becoming a big question, and a story about his closest friend, Jungkook, who now can no longer stay silent seeing what is happening. The question is, why is Jimin's health issue only now becoming spotlight? Is there something that has been deliberately hidden all this time? Or has the public only seen one side of a far more complex story? The facts that begin to surface turn out to bring surprises that not only shock ARMY but also spark serious discussions about how the Korean entertainment industry treats its idols. Jungkook, who has always been known as quiet when it comes to the private issues of his group mates, suddenly takes a bold step. He appears with an expression that clearly shows deep concern. This reaction makes many people ask, what exactly does Jungkook know about Jimin's condition? Is there something bigger than just ordinary health rumors? ARMY feels if even Jungkook, who usually restrains himself, can no longer stay silent, then this issue is truly serious. The spotlight began from a small moment that turned out to have a big impact. In one closed event, Jimin was seen losing energy during a performance, even if only briefly. Sharp cameras caught his expression holding back pain, and from that moment on, rumors about his condition spread widely. Many thought it was only ordinary fatigue due to a tight military schedule. However, when speculation grew wilder, shocking facts began to surface, making the public no longer able to see it as something trivial. What made Jungkook so shaken was the news saying Jimin might be facing a health condition far more serious than what was shown to the public. Some reports mention special treatments that must be carried out, although until now there has been no official confirmation. This is what makes the issue even hotter, because when truth is covered with uncertainty, curiosity only grows larger. Armies in various countries even began speculating themselves, connecting pieces of information they found to figure out what was really happening to Jimin. The surprise grew even bigger when one inside source mentioned that Jungkook had personally gone to see Jimin at a military medical facility. No cameras, no official coverage, only a moment of sincere friendship. Yet this news leaked and immediately shook the public. Why did Jungkook rush to meet Jimin? What did he see that made him even more restless and choose to speak up? This fact becomes a big unanswered question and instead adds to the tension now surrounding the K-pop world. Amid this restlessness, analysis from several health observers also emerged trying to read the situation. They assessed that the harsh military schedule, combined with Jimin's track record of several stage injuries in the past, could indeed be a factor, making his health vulnerable. Remember, Jimin had missed several major BTS performances due to health reasons, although details were rarely revealed to the public. And now, all those story fragments are being brought back, making the public increasingly believe that a big problem is being faced. So, how did ARMY react? As always, they became the front line in defending, supporting, and also demanding clarity. The hashtag about Jimin's health even trended in various countries, showing how much attention was given. Yet, behind that support lies a deep sense of fear. Is their idol really in dangerous condition? Or is this being exaggerated by the media? The lack of clear information only makes speculation grow without limits. In such a situation, Jungkook's presence as a figure who cannot stay silent becomes even more important. He is not only a group mate, but also a close friend who grew up with Jimin since trainee days. Their emotional closeness makes Jungkook's words carry enormous weight. When he shows concern, the public begins to feel this is no longer a small issue. Jungkook's emotional reaction, clearly seen in front of the camera, his teary eyes, his voice holding back emotion, makes everyone realize that something is really wrong. The most shocking question now is, what shocking facts have already been revealed, and why are there still so many things left undisclosed? Is Jimin's health truly in critical condition, or is there another narrative deliberately being played for certain purposes? Is the entertainment industry once again pressuring its artists to keep appearing perfect, even though their bodies are already screaming tired? These questions make Jimin's health issue not just ordinary celebrity gossip, but also open up wider debates about humanity in the entertainment industry. Jungkook himself, on one occasion, only said briefly that he hopes everyone prays the best for Jimin. Yet, behind those simple words, many read a heavy emotional burden. Words that seem short and simple actually feel deeper, as if hiding something that cannot be spoken openly. This is what makes the public increasingly suspicious that there is a big fact being tightly hidden. Now, the world waits. Waiting for official explanations, waiting for the latest news, waiting for certainty about what is really happening. Meanwhile, curiosity keeps growing, and every little detail becomes a subject of analysis. From Jimin's pale face seen in some moments, to his body movements that are no longer as energetic as before, everything becomes a clue that millions of eyes try to read constantly. Will we soon find out the truth? Or will this mystery continue to be left hanging for a longer time? One thing is certain, Jungkook has already given a strong signal that this situation is not something to be taken lightly. And when Jungkook can no longer stay silent, that means something truly serious is happening. The shocking facts that have begun to surface are only the beginning of a far bigger story. But in the end, the big question that has been haunting ARMY all over the world is beginning to find a turning point. After days of Jimin's health issue being fried in various media, after speculation upon speculation made the public uneasy, now slowly the real fact is revealed. Not all the news circulating is true. In fact, many of them are spiced with dramatization, exaggerated in such a way as to create unnecessary panic. So, is it true that Jimin is in critical condition? Did Jungkook really shake the world with his involvement? Or is all of this just a play of media narrative hungry for sensation? First of all, let us emphasize that Jimin has indeed experienced health problems in the past. Stage injuries, physical exhaustion, and even medical treatment are nothing new to him. However, the issue stating that his current condition is worrying and full of mystery turned out to be too exaggerated. An official source from the management confirmed that Jimin's condition is not as severe as reported. He did undergo routine checkups, something very normal for anyone under the pressure of military activities. That examination was not a sign of being critical, but rather a form of caution to keep his health well maintained. This fact simultaneously refutes the wild claims circulating that Jimin required long-term intensive treatment. Second, the spotlight on Jungkook's reaction also turns out to be far from the picture built by the media. True, Jungkook looked emotional when talking about Jimin. True, he held back tears when mentioning his friend's name. But does that mean Jimin is in great danger? Not at all. Jungkook's expression of emotion reflected more the affection and worry of a friend who has gone through ups and downs together. Jungkook was not leaking a big secret, but showing his humanity. He cares. Here lies the huge difference between reality and media narrative. Reality, Jimin is fine with his condition monitored by doctors. Media narrative, Jimin is gravely ill and Jungkook is panicking. This difference is what eventually trapped ARMY in an anxiety that actually was not necessary. Third, the shocking fact that was claimed to be the core of the news turned out to be nothing more than pieces of information blown out of proportion. Yes, Jimin did look tired in an event, but is that enough to conclude he is facing a serious health problem?
No.
Yes, Jungkook did visit Jimin, but is that proof of secret treatment? Again, no. All of these pieces of information, when combined without clear context, created a dramatic image that was far from reality. What needs to be underlined is how this issue shows the fragile side of the entertainment industry, how rumors can spread easily, how the public can be consumed by narratives that are not entirely true, and how fans' emotions can be played with just for attention. Jimin's health case becomes a clear example of how a small issue can grow into a snowball when covered in mystery and exaggerated by media. So, what truth can we actually hold on to? The truth is that Jimin is currently in a relatively stable condition. He carries out his military activities normally, with adequate health supervision. There is no major crisis, no shocking fact being hidden. Jungkook, too, although emotional, was merely showing the affection of a younger brother to an older brother and a close friend. If there is something surprising here, it is not about Jimin's supposedly bad health, but how quickly the public believed rumors without clear confirmation. In conclusion, the big news circulating about Jimin's health is actually full of untruths. Although it seemed convincing with dramatic narratives, the facts were far simpler. Jimin is healthy, Jungkook cares, and BTS continues to move forward with the same spirit. What is truly shocking is not Jimin's medical condition, but how this issue managed to shake the world in just a matter of hours. ARMY can finally breathe a little easier, though they must remain alert to how media can play with their emotions. But on the other hand, new questions also arise. Why can news like this be so easily formed? Is there someone deliberately creating the narrative to gain popularity? Will the entertainment industry continue to let its idols become victims of disturbing rumors? These are the questions that must be answered, not only by the media, but also by the public who are consumers of information. If not, then similar incidents will keep repeating, and Jimin will not be the only one victimized. In the end, this story teaches that not everything that sounds sensational is true. Behind the clickbait headlines, behind the emotional narratives, often lies a simple truth that is overshadowed. Jimin's health remains well, Jungkook remains caring, and BTS remains solid. What the public needs to do is to filter information wisely, not immediately believe, and always wait for official confirmation. Because one thing is certain, even though the world can be shaken by rumors, the truth will always find its way to be revealed.